Hi guys, it's Janet Wakeland with RemarkablyCreated.com. In today's One Take Wonder video, we are going to look at a DIY pet-themed Project Life page. Project Life is a series or a style, of scrapbooking that was designed and originated by Becky Higgins. And there are lots of amazing Project Life cards out there that are already pre-printed, pre-done, ready to just drop in. But if you're watching this, I assume that you're a crafter, and as crafters, we have amazing supplies in our crafting stash that are perfect for scrapbooking and perfect for using with the Project Life style of scrapbooking or memory keeping, which gives you a chance to use up some of the things that you own. So instead of showing you all of the supplies up front like I do in some of my videos, instead I'm just going to show you the pages as we go along. So here is the 12 by 12 page, and I did a hybrid where there's a 12 by 12 page right beside the Project Life page. And in this case, I used the little fur ball, but you could also use our Hot Diggity Dog stamp set as well for a doggy theme page. So let's go ahead and let's put this project together. So let's start first with the main page. And what I have our nice heavier weight craft paper. I'm using our My Party or Party This Way Designer Series paper. And I have this piece is cut 3 inches, and it's 12 inches, which is perfect. And by cutting it 3 inches, you got nice even cuts out of your project. And we're going to put that almost down here towards the bottom, just so there's a little bit of a contrast below it, just like that. And then we're going to go ahead and we'll take our stamps, and I'm going to work with our archival black stamp. It is safe for you to use in your memory keeping. And then let's grab our stamps. And when you're working with our clear mount stamps, you do want to work with clear blocks, and we do have a series of different styles, and it's nice to work with the style that best fits that stamp set. And I'm going to stamp it once off to the side just so I can get an idea of that kitty's body position. And I'm going to stamp him over here in that corner. So I've got his little body here, and I'll set that aside to be cleaned in just a moment. And let's get the one that's kind of Siamese looking. It kind of looks like he's in trouble. And by having that little practice piece, I can test his head out. And the clear blocks are nice because it allows you to look down through. We're just going to press and hold and lift. So I have one of our kitties happening here. And then over on this side, and it's funny as I play with these kitties, and I'll probably date myself now, but I keep singing that song, We Are Siamese from Lady and the Tramp. So I've tested it out there. I've got an idea of what it's going to look like. So I've got it stamped. And again, we'll just set all of those aside to be cleaned in just a moment. We'll grab his little kitty head. And again, I always like to just practice. That's why it's nice to have that 11 by 17 paper under your work surface. So there we've got our 2 little kittens on that page. And I already have the greeting on the block, and this one just says, love your catitude. You could also do, I think you're perfect. There's lots of other fun greetings that you'll add. And we're going to put that right in here along there. So I love your catitude, and cats definitely have attitude. So let's close that for just a second. I used our Circles Collection framelits, and they're a great addition in your crafting stash if you don't have them. And I cut a nice big circle just so that I have some contrast. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place that partially on and partially off. Plus it made me think a little bit of a yarn ball, something circular that pets and cats and things like that like to play with. And I have cardstock that is cut 4 by 6. So I have 2 little pieces here that we're just going to lay down. And what I used, and I bet I didn't bring it back with me, but I used our brick embossing folder to create texture and the look of a brick wall. You could also use dots, or you could simply use that for a photo as well. But let's lay that in. And actually, before we do that, let me show you a little trick. I have a small little 1/2 inch circle punch. And over here on the edge, I'm going to come in just about halfway, and I'm going to notch it partially on the paper and partially on the Designer Series print. I have our beautiful new baker's twine that is a combination of mint macaron, and black, and it matches our Designer Series paper. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this twice. And again, just wanted to put some string because, you know, the stereotype is cats like to play with string. And I'm going to wrap it through those notches that are there. And then I can choose where I want to tie it. And in this case, I'm going to tie it all the way down over here, which meant that I actually tied mine just a little too long, but we'll make it work. And the reason why I notched it is if you've ever tried to put ribbon the whole way around your scrapbook page and then slide it into a page protector, a lot of times that ribbon catches and then it slides out of place and it just drives you nuts, or you have to find another way to secure it on the back. And by having these little notches, that ribbon's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to slide as I slide it into the page protectors. It's going to stay nicely in place as I go ahead. As you can see as I'm pulling up on the back, that ribbon's not going to move. So then let's go ahead, okay, right here beside me. And we're going to add our 2 pieces 4x6. And since this is just for design, I'm going to put that one down first. And then this one right here. And then the other thing that I'm going to do, and I'm going to do this freehand. I know when I had my teammates here making this page, they were a little bit like, so we do trust yourself. You can actually do a great job. I have a paper piercing mat and our paper piercing tool. And I'm just going to add some dots around, just poking straight in. And the tip is just to kind of always keep moving. And you'll be surprised. You'll do a much better job than you think you would. We don't give ourselves enough credit sometimes. So we're just going to add that little extra touch just like that, going around the page. And then we have to add a sweet little picture of our kitty. And then the last thing that we're going to do is up here on the top, we're just going to take some of our washi tape that happens to be in the coordinating colors. That's one of the things that I love about Stampin' Up! Product, is just how well coordinated everything is. I'm trying to figure out where the opening is. That's the thing that I struggle probably the most, is not always remembering to put my washi tape back together. But you know what? You can either watch me try to do that. There we go. See, I threatened to go give you the finished page, the other page. And we'll put that one down just a little bit lower, little X's, little element up here in the corner. And then you could put a title on it if you want, or just keep it real simple and real clean. So there's that page. So now let's go ahead and let's work on our Project Life page. And what I'm working with is an 01 page protector. We have a whole bunch of different designs. This one happens to have 4 4x3 pieces right across the middle, and then 4 4x6 pieces. So I have a piece of 4x6 Whisper White cardstock that I used our impressions folder on, and I'm going to slide that one just right into the pocket. I have another piece that's done, and we're just going to slide that one into the pocket. I have a piece of Designer Series paper that matches the one that's on the 12x12 page that we did. And now we're going to set that aside for just a second. We have journaling cards. There's 50 in a pack. It's a great deal. They have little lines on it, which makes it easy for you to journal. They are 4x6, but I want to layer this onto a 4x6, or excuse me, they're 4x3, and I want to put them onto a 4x3 piece of that craft paper. So I just took a little bit off on 2 sides. So now I have that little piece. But now before I actually glue it together, I'm going to go ahead and stamp it, just in case I make a mistake, then I haven't also ruined this piece of paper. So now let's go back to our sweet little cat bodies. There's our stamp. And back to the one that looks like he's chasing something. I could actually use the other one that's real tall and skinny as well too, but I want to leave as much room to write a story and tell about my cats. We don't own cats anymore, but we used to, and so it'll be fun to have pages done so that I can go ahead and, again, preserve those memories of our kitties. Make sure that you are scrapbooking your pets and telling the story. Your pets are part of your family and part of your life, so make sure that you are, again, including them in your scrapbooking. And I know that some of you, cats are your children, and they're your companions, and so also make sure that you're scrapbooking them as well. Regardless of why you have a pet, make sure you're scrapbooking them. So now we'll also go ahead, take a little piece of washi. I love these grid cards because they've got lines on, which helps make it easy to get everything straight. And let's pick out a different verse this time. Let's pick out this one. And we'll take that one off. Let's open that back up again. I should have just kept it open, but I'm always worried that I'm going to put my hand or something in it. So this one just says, "You little furball." And we're going to stamp that up here at the top. So there we go. We've got our greeting, "You little furball." So now that one's ready to adhere to our 4x3 piece, and I know I've called it 4x6 a few times, and I hope I didn't totally befuddle you guys. I really, really apologize for that. And now that one can slip down inside, just like that. And now we want to create our last card. And for our last card, I just simply have a smaller circle done with our circle collection, and I'm going to put adhesive over the whole thing, put it on the edge, and just fold it around to the back, just like that. I'm going to go back to our cats, and this time let's use the cat that's got his tall body standing up, because it fits then kind of the height, a little bit bigger size here, fills it in a little bit. He's got a swishy little tail, which is fun. And see, that's why you stamp. So there you go. It's like he's walking off from you, turning his back on you and sauntering off. Nobody's ever had a cat do that, right? So this kitty looks kind of like the kitty from Aristocats. We'll stamp him on there just like that. And then the last thing that we're going to do is go back to our baker's twine. And we'll just cut ourselves a nice piece. We're going to make ourselves a little bit of a bow just for an embellishment. So we've got a sweet little bow. Cut off a couple of our little extra pieces. And let's get a glue dot. And that quickly and easily you've made a page ready for you to add your photos. So you're going to want to check my Facebook page to see mine with my sweet kitties photos. And I just went ahead and turned that sideways. And now we can go ahead and add that last piece. And now you've got a couple of things. One, you can put a full 4x6 photo of your kitty up in the top left-hand corner and the top bottom corner. You can still layer photos over top, cutting smaller pieces down. I can also then add a smaller photo if I wanted to this piece, or sometimes we don't have a lot of photos and we need to figure out a way to fill the page. And so here you could just add 3 photos and then you've got some nice pieces to go. But make sure you always tell the story. The journaling to me is one of the most important parts, because without the story behind it, they're just photos. And someday somebody's going to be looking at that going, well, that's nice, but who is it and what was going on or what was the date and things like that. So make sure you tell your story. So again, if you're a crafter, you have lots of amazing supplies in your crafting stash to create your own Project Life pages and your own scrapbooking. So have fun capturing your memories, guys. Thanks for watching and God bless.